Well, hello, my soul friends. It's been a minute. I got kind of out of my routine and rhythm of being here with all of you. And maybe some of you can relate as I talk about the new moon in Pisces and the astrological weather we've just been moving through. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here with me on the Soul Nurture channel, a channel that is unfolding as we all are, as I am. The original intention was to hold space for those out there who are going through a transformational journey, who believe that we are souls having a human experience, who do soul work, who pay attention to not just the external, but mostly the inner world that we live in and that we're co-creating from. So welcome. I am, as I said, still unfolding this channel. I'm in process myself. I'm going through such a huge transformation myself that it's hard to say how this channel is going to be in the future. I will tell you that I bring some of my transformational tools from my 20 plus years as a soul guide, transformational hypnotherapist, and now spiritual director. So I have got a wide range of modalities to support my clients from. And one of my transformational tools that I took off the shelf and dusted off in 2020 is astrology. And astrology for me is Creator's gift to us to navigate this world, right? So I do the new moon and full moon reports, just a way to kind of keep us in this flow, this cycle together. And flow, I'm already getting into the Pisces vibe. And following the lunar cycles reminds us that we are in our soul essence and our nature, following our own rhythms, our own cycles. And it's just a way to touch base. And I guess that's what this channel is. Soul Nurture channel is a place for you to touch in, to recognize you're not alone, to feel, it's always helpful, isn't it? To hear, oh, someone else is experiencing that. I'm not alone, or I'm not crazy, right? So welcome. If you haven't subscribed, I love my subscribers, and comment and like. Comments help me grow this channel. And again, it's growing. I'm trying new things. I'm starting to have interviews on the channel. Get to know me. Go watch some of my old channels, my old videos. I have been, since 2020, talking about the collective transformation that we are underway before I got back into astrology to see, yes, indeed, we are in a huge transformational cycle. So let's talk about this new moon in Pisces, shall we? First of all, happy birthday, happy solar return to my Pisces friends out there. I really want to encourage you, if anything I say resonates with you, comment. And this could apply to sun sign Pisces, moon Pisces, Pisces rising, North Node Pisces, or you can be an honorary Pisces like me. I am a Scorpio, but 1 degree conjunct to Neptune, also Mercury. So I've got Mercury, Sun, Mercury, Neptune, very closely in conjunction. And I'm a second decan Scorpio, which is Pisces associated with Neptune. So if you are any of those, or, as I talk about the Pisces new moon, it is where it's active in your natal chart. We all have Pisces somewhere, right? So it's one of your houses, and then Neptune, which is associated with Pisces, where that is in your house, your natal chart. So you're not left out. This is going to apply to all of us. We're all connected. We are all that's what I love about astrology too. You really see how we really are so connected and so unified. We just need to get that figured out in the real world, right? So, okay. So also, Pisces season, we get to feel in. This is the energy we get to borrow, and in this case, swim in, because Pisces is a water sign. It's a mutable sign, again, associated with Neptune, but also in ancient astrology, I guess some call it traditional astrology, Jupiter was associated with Pisces. But for me, I I follow Western tropical modern astrology, and also because of my intuition guides me to what feels right. I think Neptune is absolutely the perfect planet to be associated with Pisces. I mean, really. Okay, so this new moon is occurring on February 19th on the West Coast, Pacific time at 11:05 p.m. And then on the next day on the East Coast at, what is that, 2:05 a.m. on the 20th. So, as you probably know, if you watch my channel and you've been with me on my unfolding journey of talking about the astrological weather, that I believe divine guidance to support us all navigating these very transformational times for the purpose, and this is a big part of my channel, to unfold our soul potential and the possibilities that are part of our soul that we individually are here to contribute to the collective unfolding. And so here we are. So that's a lot of what I do. And I want to talk about some of the themes of this new moon. First of all, I'm recording 4 days out from the new moon. But if you're a Pisces or have a lot of Pisces influence in your chart, you may be an empath. And empaths can feel shifts in energy a little earlier than most. So I'm really feeling into the Pisces energy today. I noticed as I was thinking about creating a video, I got very teary-eyed. I started to cry for a few reasons. Some grief came up of my brother-in-law who was a Pisces, and I just started to sob, and I realized it was my grief, but it was also flowing into Pisces waters where we feel more deeply. Now, we normally associate a lot of emotions with the full moon, but because this new moon, which is sun and moon in Pisces at 1 degree in conjunction, means like they're just hugging it out in the sky, and they come together, right? And in this coming together, it creates a new beginning for us. And it's this shared energy, like the sun and the moon aligned in its support. And in the lunar lunation cycle, new moon is when we are setting intentions. It's a time to take a breath, look at where we've been, what we've been doing. We've coming out of the balsamic moon, which is the dark moon, which is where we are really kind of just in, I always think of it as the composting, like composting what we just went through, and then getting ready to vision, and vision is a perfect word for Pisces, vision new possibilities. Okay, so some themes that I associated or I feel into with this possibility, the possibilities, I always say this when I talk about astrology, I'm not saying absolutely this is going to be it. Again, it's like the weather. It might rain on Tuesday and it might not, but these are some possibilities when I feel into this new moon. I love that the new moon is also, it's in an out of sign conjunction to Saturn. So Pisces conjuncting, or so the sun and moon conjuncting Saturn. We just had we had Saturn Cazimi, which is when the sun and I'm already in Pisces, Neptunian, I can't talk. Can you feel me? This is part of my issue being an honorary Pisces with these videos, is I get this flood of like intuitive information. I see images, and then I'm trying to catch the words, and I sometimes skip the words. I'm flowing with feeling, and yet the words sometimes don't come. And sometimes, I'll watch a video back and I'm like, I missed a whole bunch of words that probably doesn't make sense to most people, but my intuitive friends, I'm sure, get every single nuance of what I'm trying to express, right? Comment if you feel me, if you communicate the same way. Just so much coming, and yet it may not be caught in translation. Okay. So this is a good time. You know how I like to also pair the new moon and full moons with one of the tools that I utilize as a soul guide, and this is a perfect time for dream work. So The themes are deepening our spiritual processes, our spiritual practices. The theme is grounding our desires and our dreams because of Saturn here in the mix. Pisces is, all about dreaming and visioning, right? And I'm going to get more in detail about the astrology, but I want to get to my Pisces friends and those of you who deeply resonate with Pisces. Again, Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, or Neptune conjuncture Sun. Okay, so and by the way, I do want to say one of the new things I'm doing, I said, is I'm interviewing, and I invited one of my astrology mentors to come on this channel to talk about astrology. Her name is Stephanie Austin. We already did one recording, I think 3 weeks ago, somewhere, once a month we're meeting. And that one was just to introduce you to Stephanie, and we did talk in generalities about astrology. And she's coming on the 21st with me, and she's going to talk more about the archetypal expression of Pisces and Saturn, because Saturn is moving out of Pisces on March 7th, out of Aquarius into Pisces on March 7th, and will stay there until May 24th, 2025. So she's going to talk more about that. You want to tune in on that, especially if you have Saturn in Pisces, because my friends, if you do, your Saturn return is coming up. I'm just coming out of my Saturn return. So I'd be happy to share any advice. Maybe during that video with Stephanie, I can share from what I just experienced with my Saturn return and how to prepare and how to navigate your Saturn return. So tune in on the 21st. I'll upload that video then. So Pisces, and this is, I'm talking in general, and this is for my, again, Pisces friends, for your solar return. This is your season that you get to flow with. And if you relate to any of this, please do let me know. But in general, I will say, Pisces, I always love this symbol. The symbol of Pisces is the fish swimming in two separate directions, but they're connected, right? But they're swimming in separate directions. And they're immutable signs. So it means that they can be very changeable. They're good at changing and flexible, but they also can be changeable. Like you're counting on a Pisces to show up at a certain time or to do something with you, and then suddenly, no, they're going another direction, right? So Pisces can be the slippery fish, they can be very mysterious, they're their own people. They're very creative, again, very spiritual, deeply empathic people. Truly wide open hearts. They're the healers. They're the creative ones. They are devoted and selfless. And we're going to get into that a little bit more, because I think it's also connected to the shadow of Pisces. And they are visionaries and seekers and divine channels. And really, they are the ones that hold that sacred, comforting space for their, sisters and brothers on the journey, right? So they're the mystics and, the poets. I love Pisces energy. Again, ruled by Neptune, or I like to say associated with Neptune. I have some of my Christian friends that listen and hear that word and feel like, well, that doesn't feel right for them. And I try to honor all paths, and it's just a terminology for astrology, but it is just another way of saying it is associated with Neptune, the archetype of spirituality, fantasies and dreams, mythic imagination, completely, very, very sensitive folk. And I am one of them with that Neptune conjunction. Sometimes I feel, and I've had people say this to me, I'm too sensitive for this world. And it's true. And I will say part of the reason I didn't do a live video recently was because I just got pulled in to my inner world. I got pulled in, and I think what happens with me, and I wonder my sisters and brothers out there who have, a Neptune influence or a Pisces influence in your chart strongly, that for me, I get disillusioned by this world pretty easily. I try not to watch too much news. I do to get my prayer report, to get a sense of what's going on. My husband calls me a thin slicer. I can tip in really quick and go, okay, I feel that. I got it. I don't need to immerse myself in it because I already feel it. I'm just getting what's happening in the reality, right? In the so-called reality, in this story, in this collective dysfunctional story, so that I can take it to prayer, so I could take it to the higher possibility, to the higher visioning. And I want to say in the season, and my Pisces friends, you are so compassionate. This is an invitation for us to lead with our compassion, self-compassion, compassion for others. We are, this is a time right now, maybe you felt too, with Saturn, conjuncting the sun that we've just moved through, taking a hard look at where we are and maybe feeling hard on ourselves. And I know that I went through that too, kind of disillusioned. Okay. And then it was what was going on with me was I felt disillusioned by what's going on in the world. And then I felt a sense of disappointment that I haven't done enough. That's Pisces energy. That's Saturn connected to Pisces energy. Haven't done enough. What have I done with my life? How have I helped? How have I not helped? What else could I do? And I was really hard on myself, feeling disillusioned and almost it took me into just having to surrender what I'm supposed to do, what I'm here to do. So that is, there's such beauty with Pisces energy, but the shadow side of Pisces is what I'm talking about. So emotional, so connected, so intuitively connected to everything and everyone that it can feel weighted and disillusioned. You can feel disillusioned. And I touched on something to learn if you have this, if you're relating to what I'm saying, maybe just an empath and I'm not a Pisces. I don't know where Pisces is in my chart, but I'm definitely empathetic. This is for you too. I'm definitely compassionate. This is for you too. I definitely get disillusioned by the world. This is for you too. And comment if you're relating to that. But here's what I want to say about this energy. And I learned the hard way working at hospice. And I made this distinction, water signs, we're all healers, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, and also Virgo. There's, healer in all of us, but these are the ones that are drawn. I think water signs are really drawn to healing. And I was drawn to healing and was recruited to work for hospice as a grief counselor. And during that time, I love the work. I absolutely do love the work. And yet I fell into what I call wanting to be of service, but ended up sacrificing myself. So this is something very important for all of us to be aware of, especially during Pisces season. Where are you overextending yourself, giving way too much because you feel so much, right? Then you're sacrificing yourself. And when you're sacrificing yourself, you're going to burn out. You're going to run out of the fuel to take care of yourself. So be really mindful of that. Some other shadowy areas of Pisces is codependency, trying to take care of others to get their needs met or putting their needs last, right? And another shadow side of Pisces is manipulating to get needs met instead of just being assertive and direct about it. Shadow side of Pisces can be super secretive. I'm going to take a sip of my water. Any Pisces like that where you think you know them, but you really don't, because they really are in the mystery. They're very mysterious, but on the shadow side, it can be super secretive and isolating, like not letting anyone else in. And that can be very isolating. So those are some of the shadow sides and the challenges of the Pisces energy I already spoke to: sacrificing, not being in service, and easily getting disillusioned and numbing out, because this world can be very hard for sensitive people. This could be addiction. It could be numbing out with TV, alcohol, distracting self, not paying attention, getting lost. That's close to disillusionment. The blessings of Pisces energy is we get to flow with divine energy more. So many gifts when we're aligned. Again, it's a time to really deepen our spiritual practice. And okay, so what does this new moon Pisces offer? That's just a brief overview of Pisces. And tell me, my Pisces friends, if I missed any qualities about you that you love and you love about being a Pisces. I'm just going to pop up on my computer here the chart, and I'm working on figuring out how to do a video where I can show you what I'm looking at when I'm looking at the chart. The only problem is that I'd have to do it through Zoom, and my camera on my phone has a better vision, looks better, it's clearer, right? When I work through Zoom, it's kind of grainy, so I'm working on that. Okay, like I said, I'm a work in progress. Anybody else out there a work in progress? Another big message I have on this channel is don't wait for you to get it all together, because that is an illusion. Won't ever happen. Show up as you are, as you can, in the ways that you can. We are all needed at this time for healing and transformation. And if your healing contribution is to take a pause and heal yourself, that is significant, okay? Okay, so I already mentioned Sun and Moon conjunct at 1 degree Pisces. And we also have, I just wanted to go over some of the aspects. Oops. Give me a moment here, sorry. Okay, here we go. So we've got Venus sextile Pluto on this day. Venus is going to enter into Pisces at 11:56 p.m. And there's another aspect I really wanted to talk about. I said Moon conjunct Saturn. Let's see, I thought there was something. I'll have to go back to the chart. So this is, I'm demonstrating to you Pisces energy. Kind of, can't find the words, right? Can't find the words, but can feel so much. So tune in, my intuitive friends. What are you feeling beyond my words about this Pisces moon? What I was looking for, oh, here it is Mercury at 12 degrees Aquarius there it is, in square to Uranus at 15 degrees Taurus. So Mercury, Uranus could bring insights in your thinking, breakthrough way of seeing and being, and innovative ideas. So this is a good time to journal, ask a question, write a question, and then just let yourself stream of consciousness answer your question. You'll be surprised. So this is breakthrough time. That Venus and Pluto, Venus is love, how we love. It's connected to money, resources, creativity. Pluto is, 29 degrees Capricorn, coming out of Capricorn soon. And this is why in March, we've got a lot of significant changes, because Pluto will, for a little while, go into Aquarius. So what I feel about this time, leading up to this moment, this new moon, is, again, reviewing what hasn't been working. Pluto in Capricorn, our structures, our patterns, our way of being, and what we've been hiding in the shadow. I think like Pluto and Capricorn, for me, I brought astrology out of my shadow. I was scared, even though as long as I've been doing this work for 20 plus years, I've talked about being your authentic self, bringing your soul nature, being yourself, blah, 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 over and over again. And yet I was hiding out of fear of judgment, of how, for some people wouldn't understand that for me, God placed astrology in my life, and it has been such a divining tool. So, but I hid it for many years, and that was part of my disillusionment the last couple of weeks, because I thought if I didn't hide it, when I was first gifted, when it first came on my path, when I was 15, if I stayed the course and studied, I would be a lot more masterful with my work with astrology. I would say at best, I'm an intermediate. I'm still learning and growing, although I know lots of astrologers who say the same thing. But so this is that Pluto Venus. I think what you've loved that you've hidden, bring it forward. Pluto can also empower us. Be empowered to be your authentic self. And so again, back to, I want to talk about the moon and Saturn, Pisces, or Neptune and Saturn, let's say that. So Pisces associated with Neptune and Saturn. Saturn is connected to our structures, our foundations, and can be our wired in patterns. And so we need to look at where we wired in a way that isn't congruent with who we want to emerge, who we're becoming, what we desire. And it's a wonderful opportunity in this new moon here to vision, I call it soul visioning, vision from the highest possibilities of your soul. But Saturn will help you do the work to make it, bring it to fruition, to fulfill the desires of your soul. It requires some hard work. It requires a plan of action, but this is a perfect alignment, because in general, if this was all Pisces, we'd be like, oh, I'm going to dream about this, I'm going to think about that, and never do it. I have this problem a little bit. I do have Saturn in my first house, which I'm trying to dial in a little bit stronger, because I can be wishy-washy, and that's another Pisces word. Oh, I'm going to do this. No, I'm not going to do this. I think I'm going to do it. No, I feel like this. So, but this Saturn aspect here says this is a good time to, what I call, be a vision actionary. Create your vision, plan out your action, set some goals, move your feet. Keep going. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about now is the tool, in addition to soul visioning. And by the way, I am considering bringing my process I call sacred soul visioning, which is it's visioning from a hypnotherapist standpoint, but it's beautiful work that helps people have beautiful breakthroughs and align with their soul potential. I'm thinking about doing a Zoom or an online platform. I'm not sure if it will be a webinar or a Zoom thing, because coming up in March is rich time. I think it's the astrological new year. We have so many aspects that will support our highest possibilities coming, that want to be birthed through us. So if you're interested in something like that, make a comment or email me. I'll put my website in the description. You can contact me that way. Also, if you're interested in having your own soul chart looked at, where we can find out where Pisces is lit up in your natal chart, I'd love to do that. I love looking at charts, or as I say, looking at a soul with somebody. It's such an honor. Okay, so my other tip though is that in Pisces season, this is the time to catch and nurture your dreams. And I'm not just talking about your waking dreams, and I dream of doing this or dream of doing that, but your nightly dreams, the gift from Creator. Every night we get these movies that are showing us not only our potential, but we're blocked. It's our unconscious streaming with our soul at the same time. I love doing dream work, and it's another way I can support you on your journey. But I want to invite you during this time now to prepare to catch your dreams. So one way to do that is to keep a notepad by your bed, pen and paper. Or the way that I do it, I don't know that I'd recommend it for everyone. It works for me. Is I put notes on my phone. I have, what I do actually, getting a little personal, but when I wake up, if I wake up in the middle of the night, maybe to go to the bathroom, I just notice do I have any dreams? And for me, what works best, I go to my notes and I record and just transcribe a note, or just, verbally, I guess, message myself. So I have to unscramble it in the morning, because mostly it doesn't make sense, but it's better than typing it out on my, keypad, or writing it out, because to me, that takes you way too much in your conscious thinking, and you want to kind of stay in that nice in-between phase, which is that hypnagogic kind of state of dreamlike, still connected to the dream. So that works for me, recording it, a verbal text to myself on my notes, and then I take the notes and I copy them and send them to an email, and then I have a whole file of all my dreams. So that's one way. And then the thing you want to do, because some of you might be out there right now saying, I don't dream, Victoria. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're just not remembering your dreams. And what I would say for those of you who say you think you don't dream, this is what I find, and see if it fits. people who don't remember their dreams often are the type of people that when they wake up, they just get going, like, or their laundry list of all the things to do just hits them first. You need to pause and connect with yourself more. And so what I find is that people who don't remember their dreams don't make time for themselves and their soul work and connection to self. So I really, really encourage you during this time to offer this Piscean compassion to yourself and say, I deserve that time in the morning to really listen to my soul, to really catch my dreams, and to be willing to listen to what the message may be. Okay, so writing them down, and telling yourself, I will remember my dreams, helps just before you go to sleep. And then I'm willing to catch my dream. I'm really willing, whether it's just writing down one image from the dream or the feeling of the dream is really important, that is sufficient. Okay, so do this in a way that you set yourself up, that Saturn energy, set yourself up to really listen to your soul, to do your soul work. It's called soul work for a reason. And I think that is it's perfect time to do soul work too, because soul, Pisces, work, Saturn. So it's time to roll up your sleeves and listen to your soul. Okay, I think that's all I have for you. Let me just close out of this and see if there's anything else on my notes. I think that's it, my friends. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm always honored by anyone who takes the time to be with me on this channel. I do encourage you to stay with me as I unfold this journey. Last week I was going to give up again, and there's something that tells me keep going. I'm not sure why, but you're watching me in real time unfold myself, my potential. I'm going off-roading, my friends, way off-roading, honoring the soul calls from previous times that I denied or put in the shadow. And I encourage you to do the same thing, okay? I'd love to hear how you're doing, how you're feeling, what's going on, what you notice, and what are your intentions for this new moon in Pisces. Thanks so much for being with me, and I'll be with you again on the 21st with a video with Stephanie Austin for more conversation about Pisces and Saturn. Take good care of yourself. Until then, many, many, many blessings and all my love. Bye-bye.